Grand Rising. Welcome back to another episode of Discern from B. Nicole. So, I'm going to be very brief. I have a few words I would like to say. First and foremost, my prayers have gone out to all of those involved, to some capacity, the families of the lost ones in Texas for that school shooting. That was a horrific thing. And the truth of the matter is, any parent under the sound of my voice, that could have been a call for any of us, So I just pray that God comforts you and gives you understanding and a peace that surpasses all understanding. Losing children is difficult because it's not divine order. Our kids are supposed to bury us. We not bury them, right? Especially when it's, like this. However, with that being said, yesterday I didn't look at the news at all. Typically, I have my routine. I wake up before I even open my eyes. I'm talking to the Father. And then I go get Carson dressed, get him to his ride. His ride comes between 5:45 and 6 o'clock, somewhere around there. And then I come back upstairs, lay in the bed for a little bit, watch a little news, then get Tay up and Trent and, get them off to school. Trent gets on the bus, I take her, and then I come back home and get to work. But yesterday was not that. And when you have such a relationship with the Father, you know his voice, the Holy Spirit, when something ain't right. And unfortunately, now I know what that was. But I woke up with a heaviness like no other. It was so heavy in the atmosphere, and all I did was pray. I prayed in my bed. I was praying while I was getting Carson dressed. Actually, I had took him out to the car for his ride. The person that takes him, she was very upset. I laid hands on her and prayed for her. And then came back inside and just got on my knees in the closet and prayed, went to war. Do you hear me? And clearly now I see why I was doing that. I just knew something was off. I didn't know what it was, but I knew something was about to happen. And, like the word says, a stranger they will not know, but my voice they will hear or follow or whatever. I know when I hear from the Father, and I know when it's time to, to do that. And it's just, I'm grateful that I have that discernment, because I cover, like Chris prays mainly in the car. That's where he likes to talk to God and stuff like that. I pray, in the mornings and then, kind of throughout the day and stuff like that. But I was journaling like no other yesterday morning, like before I could even really get involved in my work. Like I had to get out all of this stuff after prayer, right? So, I did that, and like I said, unfortunately, we all see why now. But a few things. And it's hard to hear, and it's hard to, sit back. It's hard to hear, and it's hard to, conceptualize and understand. But I've already reconciled with this. Nothing happens without the Father say so. And unfortunately, this horrific incident was a part of purpose somehow. That's one. Not to say that it won't ever hurt and it's, it's not fair and all this kind of stuff. Yeah, life isn't fair, but I mean, we can't fix how we live our life. Like, we can't control when we die. Like, we can't control, all that kind of stuff. Like, it's whatever's spoken over us, So you got to reconcile with that. and talk to God and be okay with that. You know, I've spoken to a few women, and this one in particular that lost her child, and she has this peace like no other, you know. And I was like, how in the world are you? She said, I was just as calm that day she died in a car accident. She said, I was just as calm like I am talking right now to you. She was like, God. So, you know, not that like I'm being insensitive to anybody, you know, that has lost a child or anything like that, because I don't know that type of pain. And I pray that that won't be the case. But at the same time, you know, I know the children, my children, or the children that God blessed us with to steward over, they're His children. So if you have that understanding that they're not really yours anyway, and trust and know that He has a plan for us all, you know, it's just one of those things. Now, as far as they need to control gun laws, they need to pass these gun laws. My thoughts about that are, y'all got laws against drugs. Don't mean they still don't exist. They're still not out here. People aren't still using. Yes, they are. That's not gonna control nothing. The way y'all gonna fix things like that, strap these teachers and these principals, or have a staff in there ready to go to war in these schools. Straight like that. Straight militant style. I feel like a lot of stuff's been, you know, people are trying to, in America, because they're like, why doesn't this happen in other countries? Because in America, they're trying to pacify everybody, and everybody gets offended, and everybody can't, you know, say this and do that, and everything's wrong. No, we need to go back to some of these old ways. Okay, like, you know, discipline in the schools, like straight up discipline, to where if you go out here and act a fool, that wrath is coming down. You know what I'm saying? Like straight like that. Because the other countries, that's not to say that stuff like that don't happen in other countries, but it's very rare that I've ever heard or read about any of that, because their laws and principles are strict. Another part of it too is, parents, we need to go back and teach the kids the original principles and laws and commandments of the Bible. Love the Lord thy God with all thy heart and soul, and then love thy neighbor as thyself. That those two things, if you teach your kid that those two things, because if you love God, you're gonna love you, because you love Him, because He made you the way you are. You're gonna love you, and if you love you like you love other people, that kills all of that stuff, all of that hate, all of the crime, all of the racism, all of the profiling, all of the you know, anger, pride, greed, you know, jealousy, all that crap, that kills all of that. There will be none of that, you know, and all these other diseases and stuff that people got. Like, if you love the Lord and love yourself and love other people like you love yourself, because people, the thing is, people don't see the world as it really is. They see it for how they see themselves. And it's a lot of hurt people that's walking around here looking normal, and they not. But all that mess started at home. All of it started at home. So, you know, parents, pray over your kids, pray over your family every single day. That's what I do. We strapped up in that way, you know what I'm saying? And strapped up, but we strapped up in that way. And then, you know, like, talk to them. Don't just punish. Discipline and explain things to kids. Give them understanding and context as to why it's no, or why this is, why you're saying not to do this, or not yet to do this, or why this is wrong, or why this is right, or what. Like, explain those things to your children, because how else are they going to get it? You don't want the world teaching them that. I for sure don't. I don't. And then, you know, you just got to be aware too. Like, we have our kids, like they know, they're always aware of their surroundings. Taylor, as a baby, used to have to survey the whole, she had to lay eyes on everybody. If we went to a cookout or a party, she had to lay eyes on everybody in that mug before I sat her down. And then she right there on alert. That was when she was like 2. You know what I'm saying? And Trent's the same way. Like, he's a problem solver. If he hears something, or he's on it. And Carson don't play that mess either. Carson's very observant. So, teaching your children, these skill sets will help them, you know, to, at least, you know, just survive out here. I mean, it's instinct stuff, it's stuff that, natural skills that we, were equipped to. And then prayer life. Our kids, we are heavy prayers over here. And we know the word, we read the word, and that's just what it is. I mean, you know, I don't know. Like I said, my heaviness was yesterday. So today, it's not a sense of relief, like, okay, that's what I was feeling was coming. No, it's more of like a, you know, pour out for the families involved and the people involved, like, because I mean, it's so much, so many people, so many bodies, so many lives are affected by this, and I just pray for you all's comfort and peace in this, and to not live in fear. That spirit is not from God. You can't live in fear out here, because the thing is, your life is your life. Everybody's path is different. Okay. So just having understanding in that, and knowing and trusting the Father. That's why it's very important for you to have a relationship with Him now. You know, really accept Him into your heart, and do that before, like, while He can still be found. Okay. But I love you. God bless you. Y'all take care. Peace.